Hello budget people and welcome back to my channel. My name is She's on a Budget and today we are back for another video. In this video I'll be checking in my budget for the first 3 weeks of December, so if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in watching, stay tuned. Okay guys, so welcome back to the channel. I do hope you are all well, and I really do mean that, guys. A lot of people are coming down with loads of different things at the moment. I feel like I'm coming down with something, so it's not nice at all. I've been absolutely rushed off my feet for the last 3 weeks. I've finally managed to catch up with all Black Friday orders, so if you ordered on Black Friday or thereabouts, your orders should be on their way to you, or you should have received them by now. But yeah, it has been really busy, and as always, there's only so much I can do in terms of getting those parcels to you on time. So I do apologise if you've had to wait too long, guys, but yeah, it has been crazy. It has been absolutely crazy. So yeah, let me jump in with today. The plan for today's video is to literally check in for the last 3 weeks. I haven't done any check-ins at all this month. I did have one of my goals to do like a weekly check-in, which has just not happened. So I do apologize, especially those of you who are like trying to follow the way that I do things for your own budgets. I know this isn't very useful if I'm always like late or behind, but I do hope that from the videos that I've made in the past, you do get the gist of how I check in by now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is lay down my expense stickers. So I have got quite a few, especially as it is like, you know, the last 3 weeks. So I'm going to lay down my actual grocery stickers first of all. I've put them in blue this week. So the first time that I actually bought groceries was on the 7th of December this month. So that was the first time that I actually spent some money on groceries. That was for £49.14 in Aldi, and I also spent £10 from my household envelope. These two kind of like expenses go hand in hand. The grocery sticker is for all food items. All non-food items I have a household category, so toilet roll, kitchen towel, all those things kind of like come from the non-food budget. So that's my household budget. And then after that, for groceries, the next time I spent money on groceries wasn't until week 3. That was on the, well, it was the end of week 3. That was on like the 17th. This was the next time I actually went to Aldi, and that was for £49.94, and then I also spent £10 from my actual household envelope as well. So this check-in, as I said, is for the first 3 weeks, so from the 1st to the 8th, well, 1st to the 7th, 8th to the 14th, and then from the 15th until the 21st. Anything after the 21st will be in like my end of month check-in. So that's what we're doing at the moment. Okay, next we have fuel. So fuel, my first trip to the petrol station this month was right at the beginning. It was actually on the 5th sorry guys, my first trip to the petrol station was on the 5th. I actually put in a full tank, so I filled it up to 85.47 for that week, and it did me well. I have to say, I hadn't had to put any fuel into my car until this week, so that's not bad at all. And I did manage to nearly get a trip to Oxford out of it. So I managed to get there, but I didn't manage to get home, which is why I had to put some fuel in my car today. So yeah, I have had to put another £40 in on the 18th. So that goes there. When I think about the trips that I've taken and the distances I've travelled on that fuel, it's not terrible. Granted, it has gone up quite a lot, as we know, but it isn't terrible because I know where I've been on that tank of petrol. So yeah, I've put £40 in today, as I said. so that's probably going to last me, I don't know, maybe for next week or so. I'm not sure really. And then in terms of electric and gas, it's been like a weekly occurrence. I'm back to putting electric in and gas in every week again. I don't know why, to be honest. I think it's just out of habit, to be honest, guys. It has been quite annoying having to keep topping it up each week, but I just haven't been as organised as I've wanted to, in all honesty, in terms of tracking my spending. And when I am behind, like with weekly check-ins and things like that, I rather just not spend any money, because I just don't like not knowing where money has gone, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've just gone back to paying for these weekly this month, but I definitely will go back to doing this monthly come January. I'm not going to continue to do it like this. It's just really like time consuming, to be fair. So yeah, that's my gas and electric for the last 3 weeks. Okay, and then the last two stickers that I have are for my eating out and personal envelopes. So the only time that we've eaten out this month so far is McDonald's. I actually bought some McDonald's for Nevaeh after her competition at the beginning of the month, so I decided to give her a little treat afterwards. So we spent £20 then, and then I also got my nails done. So this is also again coming from my personal envelope, and that was on the 18th. So it was today, so that's all done as well. So you can see like I've done quite well, guys, in terms of like keeping a track of spending and stuff. I haven't really gone too crazy at all. One of my goals this month is to have like a no spend count of 20 out of 31 days, and we're definitely like getting there. The only time that I've actually spent money so far out of like my sinking fund envelopes are for my nails and for McDonald's, so I feel like I'm doing really well in that department. I've got just over 7 days left for the month, so it's going to be really interesting to see how well I do, bearing in mind like December's quite a busy month for most people, not for myself because I don't celebrate Christmas or anything like that, but it'd be interesting to see like how well I do in terms of spending this month. So yeah, that's all done. Okay, for the last few check-ins, things have been a bit up in the air, and I decided to change things up a bit last month and give just like a recap rather than like going through my weekly check-in in serious detail. Bearing in mind I've already just like laid down my expense stickers, so I've kind of like talked through where each expense has kind of like gone to. So looking at the last 3 weeks, I've already filled in most of the information. I'm just going to fill in for week 3 here, but I'll give you a recap of what's happened so far for the month. So week 1 was between the 1st and the 7th. This week I stuffed all of my envelopes and I spent money from all of them as well. I spent £49.14 out of £50 for groceries. We spent all of the household budget. I spent £85.47 on fuel, even though I had only put £35 into that envelope, and then I spent the £20 from gas and electricity that I'd put into each envelope. That meant that I had a little bit of change left for my grocery envelope, and it meant that I was in a deficit of £50.47 for fuel. Now, I could have taken that money out of my rollover envelope and just kept moving forward, but I didn't. I decided to pay this amount on my card and then try to see if there was a way that I could pay myself back for it throughout the month from that rollover envelope, which I've kind of like done nearly. So in terms of groceries, for week 2, which was between the 8th and the 14th, we didn't spend any money on groceries, household or fuel, because all of those things were fine from week 1. So that meant that I had £50 left over from week 2 for groceries, £10 for household, and it brought my deficit down to £15.47 for fuel, which again was great because I still stuffed money into these 3 envelopes. The only envelopes that I spent money out of were my electric and gas envelope, because the money that I put in went straight onto the key for both of those envelopes. As you can see, going into for week 3, I did have quite a lot of money in my grocery envelope. So when I added in week 3 to that envelope, I had like over £100. To be exact, at £186. I mean, I'd never ever count the change, but I'm just showing you just for calculating purposes. So minus the £49.94 meant that I had £50.92. And obviously that means that I'm only going to have the £50 note in my envelope because I don't keep the change in there. In terms of household, I added £10, but I spent 10, so that means I was left with £10 again in that envelope. Fuel, I had a deficit of £15.47, but I added 35, but spent 40. So 35 minus the 15.47 I owed means I had 19.53, minus the 40 means that I'm in a deficit now of £20.47. And to be fair, guys, I don't think I'm actually going to make this money back up because I think I've only got about £30 left for my fuel budget. So unless there's some magic reason why I'm not able to drive my car for the next 10 days, then I probably will go over my fuel budget this month. But I'm still keeping an eye on it. I'm still going to be calculating it like I have been so far. Electric and gas, I spent the money that I put into each of those envelopes. So the £20 that I put in for gas and electric, I did end up spending. So there is no money left for each of those envelopes for this week. Okay, so here is my mini binder, and I'm just going to show you my envelopes. As you can see, I haven't been tracking like my personal and eating out envelope here. I have decided to go back to using like my transaction log for these two because I'm still checking them in when it comes to doing my sinking fund tracker. So I'm not going to check them in twice, if that makes sense, guys. So yeah, we're not going to check in these two envelopes. But household, as I said, we have £10 left over in here. In terms of my fuel envelope, it's totally empty because I'm in a deficit for that. Groceries, we do have £50 left in here as well, so I've got that left over. And as I said, in terms of electric and gas, they're the other two. Electric is here, gas is here. They're the other two that are empty. So yeah, those are my envelopes all checked in. So yeah, guys, that is my check-in so far for all of my envelopes. I'm really, really happy because this time last month I was really all over the place, so I feel really in control of how things have gone in terms of like my spending this month. Like groceries has been really consistent, haven't gone over budget at all in that department. Fuel has been like the only place that I'd say that I've kind of like gone over budget this month, but as you can see, it's not by a lot at all. So yeah, I'm still really happy with how things are so far. Okay, so I can come in now and I can literally like tick off all of my expense stickers that I have checked in, because I'm telling you, last month I don't think I ticked any of these expense stickers off and I really didn't know where I was. So now we know exactly where we're up to, what's been checked in, what hasn't been. It makes it a lot easier now going forward for the next 10 days, knowing exactly what's been, you know, calculated, which receipt I can kind of like put to one side and all that stuff. So yeah, do not forget to tick off your expense stickers, guys. I made a big mistake by forgetting to do that last month. But yeah, guys, that is all for now. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please not forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you are kept up to date with all my future videos. And I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye, guys.